Howdy, Tallahassee. I am student meteorologist Nikki Kanakis bringing you your Friday edition of FSU weather. It's a bit of a cloudy day over Doak Campbell Stadium right now. Not the prettiest conditions. Our campus was under a severe thunderstorm warning earlier. I'm not sure if we still are, but right now it is 74 outside. There's a 7-mile-an-hour wind. Not the best time to be going out, so I hope that you finish your classes today and you already walked home, because I would not want to walk home right now. For our future radar, the rain is going to come through with a bit of a cold front, and over the weekend we're going to be seeing the winds changing directions all willy-nilly. Right now, as I said, it's 71 here in Tallahassee. The farther up north we go, it's getting a little bit cooler. 64 here in Thomasville, and by the coast, 75 in Perry. Pretty mild, but it's still pretty muggy out because of all that rain. And for tonight, we're going to see some severe thunderstorms today across Tallahassee. We're going to be talking about pollen, and we're going into some cooler weather going into spring break. All that and more tonight on FSU Weather.
Thank you, Nikki. And we have a busy show tonight with severe weather that blew through the area. Northeastern Leon County has multiple reports of trees down with the line of storms that came through. And if you follow the Leon County Sheriff's Office on Facebook, they've posted multiple areas to avoid if you're traveling this evening. And those areas are Miccosukee Road at Argyle Lane, Wadesboro Road at Baum Road, Crump Road at Miccosukee Road, Crump Road at Rifle Avenue, Buck Lake Road at Baum Road, and Roberts Road at Pickwick Road. So if you're going to be traveling out and about in the northeastern sections of Leon County, avoid the areas where there is storm damage this evening and let the law enforcement officers work where they need to. We even had some reports of a fatality and an injury as a tree fell on a car today. So you definitely need to stay safe if you're going to be traveling in severe weather. This line of storms is now moving off to the east, so if you're going home for spring break, you got to be aware of that. Stay weather aware on I-10. There's still multiple severe thunderstorm warnings along this line out to the east, closer to Live Oak and Lake City, and a lot of people are driving through that area. If you're going to be around town, staying in Tallahassee, the severe weather has mostly passed. Avoid the areas with trees down and stay safe on the roads this evening if there's any water ponding on the road. And if you do see any reports of storm damage, call the National Weather Service in Tallahassee to report that so that they can verify their storm warnings and we can have those reports this evening. And also follow the Leon County Sheriff's Office for any updates regarding those areas to avoid on the road. But now I'm going to pass things off to the wall with Chase to take a look at our local.
Thank you, Nico, for the update on travel. I hope everyone was safe, and sorry to hear about what happened, but hopefully we don't see any more of that today. But anyway, overlooking Doak Campbell Stadium, we're not seeing those beautiful sunsets we are accustomed to. We are seeing a cloudy day. As we did have a line of severe storms move through, we did, as Nikki mentioned, have a severe thunderstorm warning earlier on campus around like 3 o'clock, but since then it has been discontinued. We're just looking at some lingering showers. Right now it is a mild 74 degrees. There are thunderstorms in the area. As I said, we did have those move through earlier. There's a wind at around 7 miles an hour, so a little bit breezy, but that should be clearing out as we have these storms starting to move out of the area. Looking out over St. George Island, you guys did not see any storms today. It's just some clouds, nice sunset probably out for you over there. Storms were too far north for you guys. They are mainly to the east and to the north up by Tallahassee and on into the Big Bend region. You guys, you're seeing about 73 degrees, about the same as Tallahassee, mild. Cloudy, of course, as we did have a front push through, and a bit more windy as you do not have that friction due to land, so you're going to see some stronger winds. Bradfordville, you guys did see storms earlier. You actually saw a round of stronger storms than what we saw here in Tallahassee because the conditions in Georgia were greater than they were here in Tallahassee. So you did have those storms move through. They are clearing out. You can see those clouds starting to break up and a bit of a sunset starting to come through, but those clouds continue to clear out and you should have a beautiful night into the weekend. It is a little bit warmer for you guys, 78 degrees. There are thunderstorms in the area and you are seeing a bit of a slight wind. Our hour by hour today, we started out kind of cool, around the low 60s. We did climb as the sun came out up to a warm 82 degrees, and it was muggy, so it made it feel warmer than it actually was. However, we are starting to cool off as we are having that front begin to move through and bring us some cooler and drier weather. Today, temperatures, both our high and our low, were decently above average, not like we were seeing over the past week where we had multiple days of record-breaking temperatures. We are not seeing that today. We're seeing a bit of a more mild temperature, and they should continue to drop as we did have that front push its way through. And the big story around Tallahassee has been the pollen. I'm sure if you've gone anywhere, you have seen pollen all over vehicles. You've seen that nice layer of yellow over everyone's vehicles, and I'm guessing your allergies have been acting up, and that is here to stay as we have high levels of grass and tree pollen. So if you do have allergies, please take precaution and take any medication that you need to. Looking at our radar, as you can see, storms have cleared out through Tallahassee. We are having that last little bit of lingering storms move through, but as you move further towards the east, if you are traveling on I-10, be unaware because there is a severe thunderstorm warning as we have some intense cells starting to move their way south through Taylor and Lafayette County. So be on the lookout and be careful if you are driving or traveling home for spring break. Currently around our area, it is a mild mid-60s into the lower 70s, cooler as you move up north as we did have that front push through, but a little bit warmer down by the coast due to the effect of water. Current dew points, it is still extremely muggy as we do have those storms move through, but you can begin to see that front kind of push. You can see that line of dew point, lower dew temperatures, so that is the drier weather we have been seeing come through with the front. Tonight, it's going to be in the mid-50s, it's going to be cooler on the area, cooler, of course, as you move north. And our future radar, these storms should continue to push out of our area, and then the clouds should push out soon after, and we should have a beautiful weekend up here with mild temperatures, a great way to start off spring break here in Tallahassee. Now, our 7-day, it is going to be mild this weekend, beautiful. We are seeing some rain Sunday as we do have another front working its way through, and then a bit of a mild temperature throughout the week, and then a bit of temperature rise towards the end of next week for our spring break. But Elizabeth, what's going on around Florida?
Well, at least for the rest of the state of Florida, we are seeing those stormy conditions move through the southern half of the state, at least south of I-10 for right now. So we do have that, the severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now, and that is in effect until 6:15 p.m. as we see this strong line of storms move out towards the east and a few places south of I-10 more towards central Florida are starting to get some stray showers, but I'll be talking about that a little bit later on. Here's our live camera over Miramar Beach right now, and they are starting to see the rest of that rain move out of the area to see some of these clouds are moving through, but we're starting to see a little bit of a sunset come out right now. We're seeing that pinkish shade in the sky. So here is a closer look at that radar, and so we see these showers are going to move throughout the area, and then this is our main concern is these storms out to our east right now, but those are going to be pushing through basically following I-10 and slightly moving south as well. As far as downtown Orlando goes, we're starting to see those storms moving through the area right now, but nothing to worry about as far as the severity goes, but it's currently 86 degrees and a little bit windy out of the west at 14 miles per hour. So here is that storm again, and as we see heading down into Orlando, we're starting to see some of those showers pop up, but again, nothing too severe as of right now. And if you are in Duck Key down in the Keys, it is looking absolutely gorgeous right now. So beautiful conditions down there. It is 80 degrees under mostly sunny skies and winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour. And there is that radar for you right now. Nothing as far as rain goes for most of the southern half of the state, besides some pop-up showers down by 275 in Tampa. But for the rest of the state, the northern half of the state is sitting pretty comfortable right now, but if you're south of I-10, you are roasted like a turkey right now. We're sitting at 78 in Miami, 76 in Tampa, and 80 in Orlando, but we are going to see a cool down as we head into the next week. And so here we have our dew points, and it's pretty moist around the majority of the state right now. It is 67 here in Tallahassee, and in the mid to lower 60s across the rest of the state as well. As far as for our temperatures for tonight, we're going to sit a little bit cooler at 54 degrees in Tallahassee, 72 in Key West, and 57 in Orlando. And for our future radar, we'll see that rain move through the area, and that cold front is going to head throughout the rest of the state by this time tomorrow. And for tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be warm, but not too bad for the rest of the state. Now, let's take a zoom out and look at the southeast.
Yeah, that's right. So right now in the southeast, it's kind of two different stories right now. A little bit farther north, up in Charlotte and Nashville. Now that that front has passed through, it's pretty clear skies, and you can see the cooler temperatures at 57 in Charlotte and 52 in Nashville. But a little bit farther south here in Tampa and New Orleans, you can see that front is currently passing through these two areas. In New Orleans, it was it was raining for most of the day, and it's still pretty warm. Those cooler temperatures haven't set in. Here you can see the current radar. You see the rain that's currently over New Orleans all the way to the east, all through Jacksonville, bringing some rain, and you can see the severe weather currently in the Big Bend area. But anywhere farther north, now that that front has passed, you will be seeing clearer skies and cooler temperatures. As you can see, the temperatures here in Little Rock 59, Nashville 52, and as you go farther south where the front hasn't reached, it'll be a little bit warmer, but you can expect those temperatures to decrease later on through the night. And farther north, above the cold front line, you can see that the winds have shifted from more to the north, bringing and advecting that cooler air, but a little bit farther south in South Florida, where the front is yet to pass, there's still that warm, moist air being advected from the south, but as it will pass, the winds should go from the north and it will cool down a little bit as well. Here you can see the trajectory of that front will make its way through the rest of Florida, bringing some cooler temperatures, and then later on in the week, another front will actually make its way through, bringing some severe weather again to Tallahassee and Jacksonville, also a little bit into Georgia and South Carolina. And again, the temperatures should drop a little bit, but not so much into Florida. But you will see that that there should be some more rain and severe weather coming this way. Here you can see the dew point temperatures. As that front passes through, you will see it get drier. But then as that next front approaches, again, that moist air will come up from the south. And then once it passes through again, you will see another drop in dew point temperature. So it will be a little bit drier for the rest of the week. And now we're taking a look at Charlotte, where you can see it's going to cool down quite a bit actually after Sunday. The front passes 48 degrees, and then there will be a low of 32 on Tuesday. As for Nashville, a similar story. Temperatures will drop a little bit. There will be freezing temperatures on Tuesday as well for Nashville at 31, and temperatures shouldn't go up above the mid-50s. And for Tampa, things will be a little bit warmer, of course, here in South Florida. So 82 degrees for the weekend. Once that front passes through on Monday, 81, but it should drop to 55 low on Tuesday. And for New Orleans, it should be, again, a little bit cooler with a low of 48 on Tuesday. How is the rest of the country looking like this weekend, Nico?
Yes, thank you, Nico. We're going to be talking a lot of weather going on in the country right now. We can see a lot of fronts. You can easily see the cold front that's about to push through. That is creating our severe weather setup in the southeast today, across Florida and across southern Georgia, who also had some storms earlier today. And you got high pressure dominating the middle part of the country, where you have much clearer conditions. Although your upper level water vapor, you can see some more moisture, and that's indicative of the front that is going to start affecting that area as we do head later into this weekend. And then here you've got your moisture coming across Florida. The big complex of storms is now near the intersection of I-10 and I-75. So if you're heading home for spring break and you're going to be on those interstates, you're going to have to deal with some bad weather this evening. Right now it's 75 degrees in Tallahassee, though. Even though we have a cold front affecting the area, it's still well above normal. That might finally change as we head into next week with a stronger front. You can easily see where the cold air in the country is right now. If you're going north for spring break, pack your winter clothes. It's going to be in the 20s and in the 30s as you head into parts of the northern and central parts of the country where it's normally cooler at this time of the year. And most of the country right now is dry as well, except till you get in the southeast. Our dew point in Tallahassee is 67, another day of summer-like dew points. It's very muggy. I was walking around on campus to look at the storms today, and it was very, very warm and muggy and felt almost summer-like today. And here you can see where our temperature anomalies right now. Our high temperature was once again across all of Florida above average. But as you get into the upper Midwest and into the Pacific Northwest, your temperatures are below average. That's where you've got cold air right now. So if you're going to any of those areas for spring break, it is supposed to stay cold. Most of the country is supposed to be below normal over the next week. As you look at your low temperatures, here's where we have our coldest air right now, across parts of Dakotas, Montana, and Wyoming, where you're well below normal for both the low temperatures and the high temperatures. As you look at the southeast, this is why it's so warm and humid. Our minimum temperatures have been well above normal, which is indicative of humid, warm air because we don't have the lows going down that much at night. And that means the dew point's going to be higher, and that's why it felt so muggy today. Our drought monitor, though, we definitely need the rain as we head into Florida. Most of Florida is under a moderate drought right now, parts of Florida and South Florida are under a severe drought, so we definitely need the rain, especially across the peninsula of Florida. So it's good that we're having another system come through on Sunday and Monday. Who really needs the rain right now is parts of the Central Plains. Most of Kansas is in an extreme drought, and some of it's even in an exceptional drought right now. So if you know anyone that lives in Kansas or Oklahoma, you should probably tell them to hold off on burning any fires. Tallahassee is not technically in a drought, but you can pretty much say we are when we have droughts all around us at the moment, and we did have a wildfire start in southwestern Leon County overnight. I don't know if it's still burning today. Hopefully the rain definitely helped that. But as you look at the Florida Peninsula, we do have some more rain in that area. As you look at the Northeast, you have some snow and some rain here. In the Pacific Northwest, you also have some snow and some rain there. And then as you head into California, you've had a wet winter, and it has been raining again. And you can easily see the cold front as you head into the plains. You got warmer air in parts of the plains. And as you look at your 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, it is going to be wetter than normal. Now I'm going to pass things off to Chase.
We're looking at, this was actually sent in by one of our fellow meteorologists, Ryan. He was driving home, and you see those thunderstorms move in. So if you are traveling home, be on the lookout, as we do have those severe storms on the roadway. And anyway, we did have severe weather around here. As you can see, we did have instability move through the area, and that helped create some severe storms. CAPE, it's a measure of CAPE. CAPE is a measure of how much energy is available to the atmosphere to be able to create storms. We did have an abundance of that. Actually, I was interning at the National Weather Service last night. We were talking about this, and the setup we had today was very close to what we were expecting. However, the main limiting factor for us for weather has been this year. We did not have a lot of shear, and you need wind shear, which is basically change in wind speed and direction and height as you go up in the atmosphere to be able to allow the storm to have an updraft and a downdraft. And you have weak shear, you don't allow that, and the storms fall apart on themselves. But anyway, our day 2 SPC severe weather outlook, we do have a slight risk for you folks here in Arkansas and into parts of Oklahoma. We do have a marginal around that, and then non-severe, so be on the lookout as you could see some severe weather, whether that be tornadoes, hail, or heavy winds. Now, our day 3 SPC outlook, we have another front working its way into our area, so we have a slight risk of severe weather in our area and marginal around that. So be prepared, be on the lookout. If you do see severe weather, you could see tornadoes, hail, and severe thunderstorms. But Elizabeth, what's been going on with the pollen we've been seeing around the area?
Well, one of the good things that has come out of this rain today is that at least some of this pollen can get washed away. But as we know, if you do have any sort of seasonal allergy, it is very common, at least for me as well. Pollen season is impacting us, especially here in the Tallahassee area, but across the entire nation. And dry and windy weather can increase the pollen count. So because it's been so hot over almost the past month, that has been why we have sort of been seeing our pollen season start a little bit earlier. And that rain, though, can help break that up. And if you do have any pollen allergies, I'm sure that you are very familiar with this, but some of the symptoms include sneezing, nasal congestion, watery eyes, runny nose, itchy nose, all of that kind of stuff. So make sure that you are taking the right precautions. If you do have bad pollen allergies, then make sure that you try to avoid going outside, or make sure that you take your medicine. I personally take my Zyrtec, and that works most of the time. Right now, our grass and tree levels are pretty high, and that is going to be normal for our springtime pollen. But yeah, so make sure that you are taking care of yourself, because that is not going to be going away anytime soon. But how is it looking more locally again, Nikki?
Thank you. I have been suffering with that pollen recently. My eyes have been killing me, but hopefully some of that rain is going to be washing it away. You can only hope for the best there. Over Doak Campbell Stadium right now, it is just a cloudy day. We've had that rain. We've had those thunderstorms rolling through. It has been really nice. Hopefully you've been curled up with a book or something at home. I personally was writing my essay that I should have done earlier this week. It is a little bit windy as well. Looking around town and in other places like Panama City, it is just cloudy basically all around the board, but we're still seeing a little bit of a sunset peeking through all of these clouds, honestly, in all of these places. So, you know, it's not the best day to go out and look at the sunset, but there's still some pretty colors in there. Right now, our radar is showing those storms rolling through. In Tallahassee, we can see that big band of rain just going right past the I-10 corridor, going towards the east. And it is not a pretty day. Hopefully a lot of people are driving home for spring break right now. Hopefully you're not too caught up in that, because I really hate driving in the rain, and I bet you do too. It is 71 degrees here. It's finally been cooling down a little bit. This rain is going to cool us down. I've been roasting like a turkey all week here. It's 64 degrees in Thomasville and down by the coast. It's 70 degrees in Perry and 71 in Apalachicola. And as we go into tonight, it is going to be getting even cooler in the 50s all around the board. But if we look over at Apalachicola, it's 61 and it's 57 in Sop Choppy. I'm counting down the days until the Sop Choppy Worm Grunting Festival. It is going to be a blast this April. If you're going to be looking at the stars tonight, it is not a good day. As we've been saying throughout the show, it has been raining and it's going to be poor viewing conditions. I bet if you looked up, you'd probably get some rain stuck in your eye, maybe some pollen as well. It's been happening to me as I've been walking through campus. It's very embarrassing walking around with pollen in your eye. And looking towards the future, as I said during the overview, this wind's going down. It's looking a little willy-nilly changing directions, but it's looking not too bad for the rest of the weekend. Hopefully the rain is going to be stopping. And for tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit warm again. You won't be roasting like a turkey as much as you were before, but it's still going to be pretty mild for us at least. 78 here, 74 in Thomasville if you're going on a little day trip to start off your spring break right. I'm very excited for this. And all around the board, it should just be a nice day to go out. If you're going to be traveling home for spring break, we don't have any delays right now, but as we look around the country, it is looking pretty good, except for when you get to Orlando, we have some delays there. It is spring break. Maybe everyone's going to Disney World. I'm not exactly sure why there are delays, but if you're going to Panama City, if you're going to the beach this weekend, starting off that spring break right, it's going to be sunny, mid-70s with a little bit of a wind, but not too bad. I'd say it's a great day to go out and get a little bit of a tan, get yourself nice and crispy. And for the pollen, as Elizabeth was talking about before, it's high for the grass and the trees. Those oak trees are really pulling off a lot of pollen. But looking into the week ahead, we're going to be springing forward, and it's going to be cooling down just a little bit. But I heard that some of our Knowles are playing some sports this weekend.
Yeah, even though it's spring break, we do have quite a few sports this week. Our FSU baseball actually opens up ACC play against Pitt. They were supposed to play today, but I heard that game was delayed due to the severe weather that we had earlier today. We definitely didn't want anybody roasting like a turkey with that lightning and thunder we had. So 75 degrees here, and it's going to cool down a little bit, 69 tomorrow, but it should be very nice conditions for FSU baseball. Our FSU has a huge game versus Oklahoma State tomorrow at 3 p.m. Maybe our AMS softball team could learn a thing or two from our Lady Knowles. We are ranked, but we're playing number 3, so this is going to be a huge matchup over at Stillwater. 78 degrees at 3 p.m. once they start playing, and then it's going to cool down just a little bit, down to 63. Our men's golf tomorrow, it's going to be beautiful conditions for playing golf. We're going to 8 a.m. 63 degrees. It's only going to go a little bit higher, up to 69 by 1 p.m. and then later on at 65 at 6 p.m. And then finally, our Knowles ranked number 15 currently play at NC State in Raleigh. 75 degrees at 11 a.m. But they start playing at noon, so it's actually going to be really nice conditions for our tennis team. Hopefully we can bounce back from that loss against UVA and continue our good season that we've had so far. So Elizabeth, how is it looking for what's going on at the rest of the town?
This weekend before you head home, we are seeing those showers leave our area, so just a few more showers that are passing through right now in that last band, and we'll see those clouds move out of the area hopefully by the early morning hours, and we'll see those winds shift to the south because we'll see that cold front move through. But then by the end of the day tomorrow, we'll start to see some more clouds come in as we see our second cold front. And for our overnight forecast, if you decide to head out tonight, it will be a somewhat of a chilly night on your walk home or your drive home. You may want to bring maybe like a jacket or something like that, because it will be 59 at 2 a.m. and 64 at 11. And then if you decide to head out and walk your dog tomorrow morning, it will be pretty nice outside. Not any rain or clouds at all, besides maybe some at 11 a.m. It's going to be 51 at 7 a.m., 56 at 9 a.m., and 64 at 11 a.m. for your dog walk forecast. And if you decide to drive home tomorrow morning, which I know that some people are doing, it's also going to be an amazing day for that as well. So you're not going to have to worry about the rain as far as that goes. It'll be 56 at 9 a.m., 68 at noon, and 75 at 3 p.m. So very nice driving conditions as far as that goes. And then there are no delays to talk about, at least for Tallahassee International Airport, but we do have those delays at the Orlando airport. So if you decide to fly into MCO, just be a little cautious of that. And our stargazing conditions tonight are very poor because we have those clouds moving through. So I wouldn't suggest at all being outside tonight if that is your main goal. And St. Patrick's Day is this week. It's going to be 77 on that day and partly cloudy here in Tallahassee. So very nice conditions for all of your St. Patrick's Day festivities. And at least for our weekend, it'll be 78 for tomorrow, and we'll see that second cold front move through this weekend, and then we won't be roasted like a turkey anymore on Tuesday. It'll be 65 degrees on Tuesday and a low of 42. But overall, it's going to be a very nice spring break. And now I'm going to pass it over to Chase and Nikki at our desk.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Wow, there's a lot to do tonight in Tallahassee. Nikki, will you be up to anything tonight?
Tonight, no, I'm just going to get ready for my spring break trip. I'm going to Georgia.
No way, so am I.
No way.
Where are you going in Georgia?
LJ.
Same here. Crazy. But if you are traveling home for spring break, please be on the lookout for the severe weather we are having over I-10 and I-75, so be careful on your ride home. But if you are looking for something fun to do, I know in Tallahassee we're not a fan of people in Gainesville, but there is something called the Gator Nationals going on. It's the fastest accelerating cars in the world, so I'd highly recommend, and it looks like you have a great weekend for it, Nikki.
Oh, that sounds excellent. I'm excited to be going up a little bit north, getting away from those hot temperatures. I've been roasting like a turkey. I'm ready for it to be cooling down.
Same here. Roasting like a turkey on the way to class is not the way to go. I'd much rather have a nice little long sleeve on, not sweat, and enjoy my classes.
Yeah, I'm tired of showing up to class dripping in sweat.
But spring break should be fun. Hopefully you all have a great time. I know we will in LJ. And then where are you going after LJ?
After LJ, I'm going home to Newport Richey, Florida. Shout out to the people there. It is going to be an excellent time hanging out with my family.
Oh, that's amazing. I may have to stop by and see you, but I will actually be going to Defuniac Springs, Florida, over to my family farm, which will be a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll get up to some fun shenanigans over there. And it's going to be a beautiful week. We could see some storms. And actually, we could see a front work its way through late next week, so we could see some rain.
Yeah, make sure everyone stays safe. And also follow us on Twitter at fsu.com/FSUweather.
Be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSUweather.
Make sure that you watch us on YouTube. That's where you're watching us right now at youtube.com/FSUweather.
And if you have any cool pictures of the weather, please follow us on FSU Weather and send them to us. We'd like to post them.
Yeah, also make sure to watch our TikTok. We post a lot of fun behind the scenes videos. It's a real good time. But now we're going to take a last look at the 7-day with Nico.
Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, this cold front, I think, was perfect timing, just in time for spring break, because we finally get to see some cooler temperatures, unlike what we've been seeing these last couple weeks of these extremely hot temperatures. Temperatures should go down to the 60s Tuesday and Wednesday, and lows of 40s and 50s later on in the week. I'm student meteorologist Nicholas Porcelli. Have a wonderful spring break, everybody. Thank you for watching.